Welcome to one of my favorite workouts. Welcome to Gravity Picks, and this is sort of an integration of the GTS and the TRX. So it's kind of taking two unique pieces of equipment that focus on using a percentage of your own body weight, so it's very much body weight training at its best. So these are just some exercises that I've started to play with, and it's just the beginning for me. Very exciting. What I love about the GTS is that I can move it around and I can use it with different pieces of equipment. So to start off, just some leg sequences that I've started to work on. One would be a reverse lunge. And actually what I have my clients do is I use two handles, one hand on two handles, and they put the opposite foot on the glide board. They hold a dumbbell for load in the other arm, and they start to lunge. And as they lunge, they press down on the handles, and what that does is engages their lats, and it helps to keep their posture very tall. So it gets that whole lat connected with the thoracolumbar fascia, all that stuff happening. And then I start to add movements with the TRX, okay, that really can integrate really nice rotational aspects here, where the arm stays long, the head can stay still to start, and then starts to move with the hand, and they're pressing down on that TRX as they move through this lunge. Really nice stretch as I move over here through the hip flexor on the left side, okay? Love this, feels great. Next, I like to do the same kind of thing with a lateral lunge. So again, I put one foot on the glide board, I add some load with the dumbbell. I can do different movements here again, where I press forward, I'm pushing down, engaging my lat, integrating some upper body into the exercise as much as I want to, dropping deep. The other thing I can do is do the same thing, all kinds of different angles. We know we want to work the shoulder from different angles. I'm pressing through the TRX, moving deep in my lunge. I'm assisting, resisting, choosing where I want to go in this exercise and where I want to make it the most difficult. Again, I can do some sweeping movements here, where I sweep all the way back. And I start to add different patterns of motion. Again, I'm pressing down on the handles as I move through this lunge sequence. So those are just some lunge variations that I just started to work with, and I'm sure that I'll come up with more soon enough. Next, I like to do a variety of push-ups using both the TRX and the GTS. So sometimes one thing I like to do is kind of vary, where it's more of a stability challenge, more of a strength challenge, and then maybe make it a little bit easier. So actually I'll do a tri-set of push-ups. So what I'll do is I'll actually start by lowering the TRX. I'll keep the glide board really low as it is now, and I'll do a push-up. So I'll open the glide board up, so it's very unstable. I have to control any swing, and I drop down and up. If I lower the TRX even more, it's going to be even tougher. So I'm stabilizing both through my upper and lower body. So right away, tough. Next, I might raise the incline level of the GTS. I might move it way up. So now, the glide board is going to definitely stay closed in this case, but I'm very declined in my push-up, so I'm using the incline to make it harder in my push-up. So I've kind of increased the strength element, less of a stability element, but still a stability element, obviously, because I'm using this unstable piece of equipment. Then I might finish off this set by just having my feet against the base. This is sort of an easier version. So if I wanted to really challenge myself, I might do a set of 10 reps with the glide board very low, 10 reps with the glide board very high, and then finish off with 10 of these, sort of a breakdown training philosophy. Same thing I might do with rows. I might take it very low. I would shorten up my TRX. I would start with the glide board, very unstable, sit on the floor, and I would maybe take a back row or this horizontal pull-up. The glide board would be open in this case. I would have to stabilize. I perform my pull-ups, a variety of grips, whatever it may be. And then from there, I may jump up, raise the incline height real high, so my feet are really elevated in this point, creating more of a strength aspect to that pull-up. And then I may finish off again by just using the base of the GTS and laying back. So I'm at an easier angle, and just to keep the challenge going and to finish things off that way. The other thing I like to do with the TRX and GTS is really do some really cool stuff challenging the core. Really neat stuff. So I'm going to take the TRX down to a certain level. I've lowered down to level 1. So the glide board is very unstable at this point. And what I might do is an exercise like a forward shoulder hinge here. So I might have done this on the floor before, and now because I'm on a slight incline, it makes it a little tougher. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come out, and from here I'm going to engage my abs, and I'm going to drive the glide board up, down, and I'm going to come back up. So I'm engaging this movement right from the center of the core. So I move out, and I'm like, huh! I'm tightening, my shoulders are down, I'm stabilizing my scapula, and then I come all the way back up, okay? And I can try to get more aggressive with it. Try to move the glide board even higher, all the way back up. It's really tough, okay? I can add triceps as I move out, okay? And if I'm really feeling crazy, I can try to move it up even higher, deeper in my tricep, etc. Very challenging for the abdominals. Another variation that I like to do is, the other thing is the glide board is so great to lay on, to be on your forearms on. It's very comfortable. And then using the movement of the glide board. So I can go into an upright supine position with the heels and the foot cradles. And I can perform all of my various hamstring exercises. The glide board is quite unstable. Knees bent. I can do hip lifts from this position. I can do hamstring curls. I can do hamstring curls trying to drive the glide board up. Perhaps my arms move down. Okay, they're very small motions of the glide board, but I'm trying to be explosive here and engage from the center. Next thing I may do is some prone exercises. So this one looks cool and it feels cool, but it's very challenging. So in order to do this exercise, the tops of my feet are in the foot cradle, and I'm going to bring my knees down towards the bottom of the glide board, and I'm going to place my hands towards the bottom. I'm going to immediately move into a plank. You'll notice my feet are going to go behind that anchor. All right, so I'm going to move up, nice and strong. I could be from my forearms, and then I'm going to engage my abdominals. So I'm going to engage my abs, and I'm going to start to move up and down. And again, engage my abs. And that is what is moving the glide board. I'm really driving the glide board up from the middle of my body and then back down. I can start to get more aggressive. Use my shoulders a bit more and push it up a little more. No, I can add all kinds of things here. I can move the glide board up and bring my knees in, come back down. I can move the glide board up and I can go higher into a pike, come back down. I can move the glide board up, drop in a push-up, come back down. Okay, lots of cool variations that are really challenging for the core. The other variation here would be to go into more of a frontal plane exercise on your side. So nice position to do all your hip drops, holding up different reaches and stuff with your arms. Perhaps you want to change sides, an exercise where we're actually rotating from shoulder to shoulder. Real challenging from this position. Another real challenge here, again, is to move towards the bottom of the glide board. There's a lot of shoulder girdle stability involved in this, and a lot of core work. So same idea that I performed in the prone position. You move down, move up, and then engage from the center and start to move the glide board up and down. Keeping the height of your hip, engaging, moving up and moving down. Okay, eventually, taking that hand off and stabilizing. Engaging from the center and all the way back down. All right. So those are basically thus far, because all these workouts for me are always a work in progress, and this just happened 3 days ago, where I said, ding, light bulb went off, brought these two pieces of equipment together, put a workout together, and was having the best time. In fact, I was doing it in a small group setting, and everybody was hysterical laughing, because you really feel like you're flying when you do a lot of that prone stuff. So GTS, TRX, body weight training at its best. I hope you enjoyed this trainer's pick.